It was the summer of 2008. I'll never forget it. I was 13 years old. My little brother's best friend, mom, came to pull up and grab him because my little brother and his best friend, Jared, was having a sleepover or whatever, right? So she see me outside. I'm just hooping, playing basketball, dribbling the basketball, and I got a tracker on my ankle. She told me to come here. I'll talk to her real quick. She like, hey, my stepson's is coming over. Would you like to spend the night? Again, I'm on a track. She was like, go in the house, ask your mom. Straight predator. She's straight predator. So I'll go in there. I ask Mom Dukes, hey, Mom, can I please go spend the night with bro and Jared? You know what I'm saying? His stepbrothers is finna come through and they older. And my mom was for it because she was like, you need some new friends anyways because these dudes that you're hanging around with ain't doing you no justice. You're 13 years old on a tracker. What is wrong with you? Right? And now that I'm 30 years old today, I can reflect back on it and I'd be like, you know what, Mom, you was right. So, get a change of clothes, come outside, 2121 Larimore Avenue, Omaha, Nebraska. That's where I was living at the time. 2121 Larimore Avenue, the White House on the corner. I hop in a Durango with them. She lived in the bottoms, like literally right across the street from 16th and Victor, where the gas station used to be. Next by New Jack City, actually. So, her stepsons is there, Benjamin, PJ, Spencer, her husband Mike, and she just had a new baby. Her baby girl probably wasn't even no more than 4 months old, right? So, she like, hey, this is my stepsons. We smoking cigarettes and shit. Not me and her, but me and her stepsons. We smoking cigarettes and shit, you know what I'm saying? We sneaking out drinking beer. Just at the time, it was a festival for me, you know what I mean? Because at my mama house, I couldn't do that. My mama house wasn't the kicking spot. I couldn't smoke there. I couldn't drink there. My mom was a parent. She wasn't a friend. She was a parent. So later on that night, I come in the crib, you know what I'm saying? I'm kind of faded and whatnot. I don't tell nobody, you know what I'm saying? Because them niggas was like, bro, shh, we don't get in trouble. So we upstairs and we just chilling or whatever, right? And Courtney had a big ass bed, a huge bed. I think that was really my first time seeing a king size bed. We was all cracking jokes about how big her titties was, her breast was, right? And so everybody's just hopping into bed with Courtney, this grown ass woman, you know what I'm saying? Because the floor was packed. And so she's laying down on the side, right? Mind you, I'm 13 years old. I lay on the side too because I'm actually about to go to sleep, right? But the way we're positioned, she scooted her body all the way back and started grinding against me. I bullshit you guys not. This is a true story. And if you're from Omaha, Nebraska, you know Courtney Rogers. She been doing this shit for years and years. That's why she don't live there no more. Moving on to the story, right? She started grinding on me and stuff like that. So boom, I put my hand on the breast and I'm squeezing it and she letting me, right? About 20 minutes go by. She kick everybody out the room and she told me to stay, right? She told me to come back upstairs in about 20 minutes. Went back upstairs for about 20 minutes. I waited 20 minutes and I went back upstairs. She pulled my pants down and started giving me head. Now, y'all probably thinking, why didn't you tell nobody nothing like that? Y'all gotta understand, when I was 13, I was one of those little niggas in the hood that used to lie about getting some, you know what I mean? I used to lie about it, straight like that, because I was with the older guys. I wanted to be like them. They was the dudes I looked up to. So she topping me off, right? Boom. Her husband, Mike, comes and knock on the door. Hard. And he's like, why is the door locked? Whoa, 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 whoa. She was like, oh, I was just talking to Pierre about the boys and this, that, and the third. I was spooked. My boner went down quick. It went down real fast. I was real spooked. And so he was like, oh, okay, all right, boom, get out. He went in there. They shut the door. They had sex, right? She came outside. When they got done, she came out the room. She came and found me, and she told me to come upstairs to her room when everybody went to sleep, right? No cap. I stayed up the whole entire night. About 3, 4 a.m., I go upstairs, you know what I mean? Knock on the door, she opens it, I maxed her out. Now, you probably thinking, why is you talking like that? Like you maxed her out like it's a positive thing. At the time, for me, it was. Because again, I'm 13 years old losing my virginity to a 28-year-old. But I was a child and I had a childish mindset. You know what I'm saying? So it's like now I got stripes. You know what I mean? I'm going around to the hood again. I live 2121 Laymore Avenue, right off the Deuce. I'm going around telling niggas, yeah, I just got them doing this, got them doing that, got them doing this. The older dudes that know Courtney, they believe me because they know how foul she is. You know what I'm saying? So they dap me up like, yeah, you getting yours, woo, woo, woo. Fuck them niggas too because you niggas is weird as well. So this becomes a full-on relationship that I'm having with this woman at the age of 13. This is a full-blown relationship that I'm having with this woman, right? Couple months go by. 2 months go by. I turn 14 or whatever. I'm driving her Durango. I'm sleeping in the bed with this woman every night. You know what I'm saying? Using her EBT card. She giving me money for cigarettes. You know what I'm saying? Beer. All types of stuff. And then one day, her stepson, Benjamin, came over. And, you know what I'm saying? I guess he was just observing. He was older. You know, the way we was, you know what I mean? He took me outside in the car. He gave me a cigarette. He instantly asked me, like, bro, you fucking her, ain't you? I ain't say nothing. And he was like, yeah, she be sucking on my dick too. And I'm thinking to myself, bro, that's your dad's wife. But, you know, his dad and him was always knocking heads. And so him doing that to his father was like, get back. But, you know, in my mind, get back ain't get back unless I know you know that I did it. You know what I'm saying? That's how I look at get back. If you don't know that I did it, it's not really get back. That's just me being malicious because I'm scared of you and I don't want to do nothing to you. You know, that's just my thinking at the time. You know what I'm saying? So he's like, yeah, bro, woo, woo, she be doing that to all of us. Spencer, PJ, Benjamin, my dad, she be fucking all of us. So now at the time, I'm starting to get a little grossed out. You know what I mean? Like, I thought this was special, but I don't know why she had like 5 kids. That's how she was getting so much EBT. She had like 5 kids. So I'm like, nah, bro, we ain't doing none of that, right? And so one day, me and her, we sleeping on the couch, spooning. I look up, her 12-year-old son, Jared, is looking down on me, mean mugging me. Like, bro, what is you doing? So this is how everything ended, right? She had her sister, Sean, living with her, and Sean's sister, brother Charles. So it's 3 adults living in there. This is the first time I got high for real, too. Charles and Sean walked into the room while she had me smoking weed out the glass pipe. And they snapped on her. They was like, what are you doing? This is not your child. This is not cool. This is not cool. And they was originally coming to talk to her, asking her, like, why you got this little boy sleeping in the bed with you? Like, that shit is weird. That shit is weird. And so she denied it. Everybody denied it. And Charles and Sean finally had enough. They had enough of me driving her car. They had enough of them asking for the EBT card. And she literally is telling them, Pierre got it. Right? This is a true story, y'all. I'm not faking the funk. One day, I'm sleeping in the bed. She's at work at No Frills on 30th when it used to be No Frills. Her ex-husband and her brother Charles come and wake me out the bed. I was scared. I was scared. It wasn't her new husband, Mike. It was her ex-husband, which was, quote unquote, Jared's dad, which it wasn't his father, but that's not the story that we telling today. They come pick me up and they take me to my mom's house and they tell my mom what's going on. Now, my mom is in disbelief because, like, you know, she's a mother, you know what I'm saying? And she kind of found it hard that a woman with 5 kids, with 5 young kids, none of them are even adults. None of them are even older than like 12. You know what I'm saying? She was in disbelief that a grown woman with such young children would be doing this to me. And she was like, I don't really know what the rest of her thought process was, but she just didn't believe it. You know what I'm saying? So after they went and approached my mom asked me, and I lied. Boom. Next day, Courtney, she hit me up. And matter of fact, I still got some of the receipts because I was emailing her through my Yahoo email to her text message. I mean, to her phone. She told me to meet up, right? We pull up to Carter Lake. You know what I'm saying? She like, I can go to jail for this. I could lose my kids. Bitch, you should have lost your kids. I should have told on you. For real, because you foul. You know what I'm saying? Like you took a special moment away from me. You know what I mean? And she was like, please don't tell on me. I'm like, bet I got you. The detectives come. They take me out, I don't know, probably to a DHS building or something like that. But in an interrogation room, that's what it was now that I'm older. But it was an interrogation room for children. You know, it had rainbows, colorful chairs, dinosaurs, things like that. And this woman, she comes and she interviews me. And she's like, yeah, you know, would you want to make sure you're safe? This, that, and the third. Why have you been sleeping in the bed with her? And me and Courtney, we came up with this lie together when we were sitting in the Durango at Carter Lake. And the lie was, you know, sometimes I have issues wetting the bed and I get scared sleeping alone. So that's the reason why I was sleeping in the bed with her. It worked. That excuse worked. And the detectives left it alone. They left it alone. About a month later, I get in trouble. I'm back at DCYC, which is Douglas County Youth Center, a juvie. I'll call up on the phone. You know what I mean? I'm like, what up, baby? What you doing? She like, I'm chilling with Denzel. Now, this is after a couple phone calls, you know what I mean? Denzel was his next door neighbor. I was like, what you doing with Denzel? She said, that's my new man. Ah. Talk about a first heartbreak. Like, for real. You know what I mean? And that had me fucked up when I was in there. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, bro, like my bitch is in there doing this, doing that, doing this, doing that. And when I'm telling these other dudes these stories that I'm currently incarcerated with, only one believed me. And his name was Julius Vaughn, Juju. Because he's from 16th and Victor. He's from the bottoms. He know her. You know what I mean? But everybody else thought I was lying and faking the funk. So, you know, years later, I finally told my mom everything was going on. You know what I'm saying? And my mom was disgusted with me for a very, very, very long time. A very, very, very long time. You know? And when it comes to pedophilia in the hood, you know what I mean? That shit is weird all across the board. You know, you got some dudes out here that be like, oh, well, he was fucking a grown woman. You know, he was 13. It's cool. No, that shit's not cool, my nigga. It's not. Because when I started fucking with girls my age, the shit that I was doing and into sexually, they wasn't ready for that. You know what I mean? And now you got these motherfuckers looking at me like I'm a weird ass nigga because I got taught sexual things by a grown woman that should never happen. You know what I'm saying? It shouldn't have never happened. So, yeah. For all the grown men that was around me that was saluting me and supporting me, you's a weird ass nigga, bro. All y'all some weird ass niggas, straight like that. Again, in the hood, that selective politic and shit is weird. You know what I'm saying? There's hella pedophiles in the hood, man. Hella pedophiles. And they come with nice, friendly faces, and you would never know unless you knew. Type shit. True story. So, yeah, man. The statute of limitations is 10 years. So, you know, I figured this shit out 10 years ago that couldn't happen to her. You know what I mean? Because the woman I was with at the time was like, you should press charges. When I was like, I don't think nothing's gonna happen. But tell you the truth, man, I don't even know where she's at. So, like 4 years ago, I found her. And she lives in Iowa now. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, it's not like that I wasn't gonna do anything or anything like that, even though I should have did it the first time. You know, when them detectives first interrogated me when I was 13, I should have told them the bitch the first time. You know what I'm saying? But this no snitching shit in the hood, this, that, and the third. You know, when you a little nigga, when you a little jet that's 13 years old, man, you looking up to the guys, man, you really kind of honor what they say, even though it's some bullshit, but you so young and dumb in the mind that you don't know that it's straight bullshit. You know? So, yeah, man, watch your kids, all of that shit, man. And, you know, I can't even really just say flat out watch your kids, because when you put your children in the hands of somebody that you feel you can trust, you don't expect to do them wrong. You know what I'm saying? And my mom was on her ass. And she left Omaha, Nebraska, because rumor is she did that to another woman's son and she almost got murdered. You know what I'm saying? Somebody told me that she actually got popped. She got shot like 3 or 4 times. Now, I typed her name into Google search, whatever. Nothing came up on KETV7. You know what I'm saying? I didn't find nothing about the incident report or anything about like her getting popped or anything like that. So I'm sitting here wondering, like,